The Waltons, a hit show on CBS, was about a close-knit family trying to get by during the Great Depression. The show started in 1972 and ran until 1981. It was based on the experiences of the show's author, Earl Hamner Jr., who grew up in a small town in Virginia in the 1930s. Michael Learned, who played the family mother Olivia Walton, and Richard Thomas, who played the oldest Walton son John Boy, both became stars because of their roles in the show. But since the show finished, what have Learned, Thomas, and the rest of the group been doing? Michael Learned was recently in the Netflix show Dahmer. Michael Learned got the part of Olivia Walton on The Waltons when she was in a play in San Francisco. She went on to be the star of the CBS show Nurse, for which she got an Emmy. She is now 84, but she still acts. In Netflix's Dahmer, which came out in 2022, she played Jeffrey Dahmer's grandma. Richard Thomas from The Waltons played the main character in To Kill a Mockingbird. Fans were surprised when Richard Thomas left The Waltons after 5 seasons. Even though he came back for a few guest spots and played John Boy again in a few TV movies, he has a long list of other TV and movie roles. He played Agent Frank God in The Americans, and he was the main character in a TV movie version of It. In a traveling production of Aaron Sorkin's version of To Kill a Mockingbird, in which he played Atticus Finch, he just finished a tour. Judy Norton talks about her time on The Waltons on YouTube. During the show's 9-season run, Judy Norton played Mary Ellen Walton. After The Waltons, she was on The Love Boat and did more than one episode of Circus of the Stars. More recently, she worked on the comedy series The Quarantine Bunch with Other Kids. On her YouTube account, she also talks about her time on The Waltons. Mary McDonough wrote a book that became a Hallmark movie. Mary McDonough was Erin Walton on The Waltons. After the show finished, she kept acting, appearing in the horror film Mortuary and the comedy series The New Adventures of Old Christine. She also wrote a biography and 2 books, one of which became a Hallmark Christmas movie. She also worked to improve women's health. Cammie Kotler is a teacher. When Cammie Kotler tried out for Homecoming, she was only 6 years old. The Homecoming was a TV movie that was so popular that it led to the making of The Waltons. She grew up watching TV, and when the show she was on finished, she chose to stop acting. In a recent conversation with the Herald News of Lincoln and Logan County, she talked about how she became a teacher and then the first director of Environmental Charter Middle School. Eric Scott doesn't act anymore. On The Waltons, Eric Scott played Ben Walton. After CBS ended the show, he quit acting, just like Kotler. He told his co-star on The Waltons, Norton, that he didn't want to always be looking for the next job. Instead, he went to work for a shipping company and finally bought it. He is now semi-retired and has several grown children. He told Norton, "Ben did a great job. I like my life." The artist John Walmsley is. On the TV show The Waltons, John Walmsley played Jason Walton. He still acts now and then, like when he was in the Waltons reunion movies. But he has mostly worked as a singer. He has recorded and performed as a guitarist with Richard Marx, Greg Allman, and the Doobie Brothers, among others. Going to Clarksdale, his first record as a solo artist, came out in 2017. His website says that he and his wife live in England, where he was born. David W. Harper quit the entertainment business. On the show The Waltons, David W. Harper played Jim Bob Walton. After The Waltons, he was in Fletch, The Drama, the Blue, and the Gray, in the reunion film. The Daily Mail says that he also worked for the delivery business of his co-star Scott. But he doesn't get much attention from the press. These actors from The Waltons have passed away. Several of the people who played The Waltons have died since the show stopped. Ralph Waite, who played John Walton, kept acting until 2014 when he died. Father Matt on Days of Our Lives was one of his last jobs. In the show, Ellen Corby played Grandma Walton. She died in 1999. After she had a stroke in 1976, she stopped starring for the most part, but she did show up in movies about the Waltons. Will Geer, who played Grandpa Walton, died when he was 76 years old in 1978. Earl Hamner Jr., who made the Waltons, also read the scripts for each episode. After the Waltons finished, he went on to make the hit soap opera Falcon Crest, which aired in the 1980s. He died in 2016 at 92.